Life is Beth here. So, I know most of you don't know, but I am writing a novel. It's called Rivers, Forests, and Mountains of Emotions. I wrote it out, I got about halfway there, and then I stopped because my notebook got all ripped. And now I've started again on my computer, and I figured I'd share it with you guys to see what you guys thought. So, yeah, I really hope you enjoy. This is the first chapter. It's a family saga story, so it might drag on because I've got like 4 generations to cover. But still, I hope you enjoy. So starting off says chapter 1, 1919. For decades, the Barnabas family was considered dislikable, probably because they were rich and didn't normally leave the house to talk to any of the other villagers. The only villagers they knew personally were the Swanee family, and unfortunately, it wasn't by any means a positive relationship. The Barnabas family consisted of Francis, Martha, and their little girl J-Lo, but the Swanee family, Kelly and James, had 7 children, which was something that they used against them. Another young woman named Anna had a love-hate relationship with both families, so she was frequently the peacemaker, but almost anyone would agree that the Barnabas family were the victims. J-Lo had a chronic illness and would occasionally zone out and not be able to control it. Usually J-Lo was a brave and good patient. It would be an understatement to say that they were surprised when J-Lo came home crying over seemingly nothing, with Kelly following her laughing. She had convinced J-Lo that there were spirits haunting her and trying to steal her away to the afterlife, which was why she kept zoning out. Maybe that was when it started, I don't know for sure, but at some point down that year, the hate formed and stayed there for years and years. Years passed, but the two families didn't become any closer, not a bit. Poor J-Lo had a lot of trouble making friends. No one trusted her because the no-good Swanees kept making them look like the bad guys and destroying their reputation even more. J-Lo was extremely lonely. Until one day, a widowed father arrived in the village with his 2 kids. His daughter was called Kim McMullen and looked a few years older than J-Lo, around 13, and his son Ronan McMullen was significantly younger. Somehow J-Lo just knew. It's impossible to describe how, but she knew that these kids would make good friends. So when Ronan asked to play frisbee with her, she accepted without even thinking about how her dad would feel about it. If it was by any means hard to tell, he was a flamboyant show-off. J-Lo was literally willing to do anything to stay friends with Ronan. She even showed him her secret hideaway. This was the Slaney River. Francis knew about their friendship, but didn't think much of it. I do not mind you spending time with them just as long as I do not have to see you spending time with them. Do it outside, he demanded. J-Lo tried to obey, but eventually she made a huge mistake. Normally, Martha would stay home with J-Lo while Francis was working on the farm, but one day she realised they had ran out of coal and left J-Lo home while she went to collect more. While she was away, however, Ronan showed up. His stockings were covered in dirt. He explained that he'd fell and asked if J-Lo would let him inside. Even though her mom had forbidden her from letting people in the house, she let him in, and not just inside, into their pantry. She knew he'd never tried meat before, so she let him try a little bit of everything and gave him some for her sister as well. All was going great until Francis unexpectedly came home early. J-Lo got scared instantly. They were in the attic and there was no way she could sneak him in as easily as sneak him out as easily as she snuck him in. They were sure to get caught red-handed. Desperately, J-Lo tried to sneak him through the back window. Francis was waiting for him. "What do you think you're doing?" he asked. "I came to see if J-Lo wanted to play," Roland said. Francis sighed with frustration. "Next time look through the window. You're not allowed here." A hapless Roland wandered off timidly, and unfortunately it remained that way, with zero tolerance, until 1927. A few things happened that year. Ronan, Kim, and their dad left for a few days, and while they were gone, J-Lo found herself devastated and heartbroken over a newspaper article. Said article stated that they were going to fill in the Slaney River, as it was known to the public, but to J-Lo it was her hideaway. Ronan and Kim got back, but not alone. 3 more kids were with them, the McLaughlin kids. The first their first names were Adam and Evelyn, and they had a little sister, Ruby. J-Lo didn't immediately get that feeling she got with Ronan and Kim, so she didn't talk to them right away. However, the very next day, she seen Ronan and Kim giving them a tour of the countryside. They showed the fields, the pub, and then Ronan proceeded to say, "And this is J-Lo. She's been friends with us for almost 2 years." Adam smiled but remained silent. Evelyn asked if they could show them the hideaway. J-Lo had to bite her tongue. "I'd love to, but there's no point. It won't be here for that much longer." Ronan looked shocked and almost teared up. "What do you mean?" he asked. Next thing you know, Ronan and her were hidden in a tree, distraught as they watched the workers prepare to start draining it out. It was almost like Isaac Newton's case, but instead of an apple, it was a piece of paper, carefully folded up, landing right on their heads. They were understandably unsure about whether to open it or not. It could have been chainmail, but it could also have easily have been something genuinely important. They did open it. It was a note from the McLaughlin kids. None of them could write, so they'd drawn an arrow instead. They followed the arrow and ended up behind a bush. There, they were greeted by Evelyn and Adam, who said they had no idea how, but they were willing to help save the river. Unfortunately, a group of workers showed up the minute they started trying to come up with a plan. "Get out of here! This is a work site, not a hideout." They had no choice but to obey, but Adam whispered under his breath, "It is for now, but it won't be for very long." Chapter 2. The next day, they beat the workers to the river. They decided to build a pulley system and use it to refill all the water that the workers had drained out. However, time was literally ticking. The workers were due to arrive within half an hour. They knew very well that they wouldn't have had enough time. "We need to distract them," Ronan pointed out. "We could always steal their pump," Evelyn suggested. J-Lo frowned. She said that she didn't mind people watching and telling fibs to help save the river, but she did not want to steal. They were almost finished building their pulley system when another worker showed up and yelled, "I don't know why you keep coming back here, but you need to stop. I don't want to see you again." Okay guys, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.